Hello, Patricia. Trish. How are you doing? So, it is Sunday night. It's August 2nd. It's been almost a month since Nolan Wells disappeared and lost his life. And there's so much effery going on with it. And I just felt compelled to come on and do a live because I do have some information that is crowdsourced, but I also have some information that is just in me brain. And it's nice to be able to think for yourself. And that's the problem with AI, right? It's threatening our ability to think for ourselves. And the problem that I have with the computer is just how it distorts everything. And, the breasts, the boobs, we won't talk about that. But the hair, the nose, the forehead, it's all bad. It's all bad. This is why I keep saying I'm going to go back to wearing a hoodie, but I haven't done it yet. And so I am still thinking about it. But as you can see, I'm mixing it up with a little bit of light green. I've gotten kind of bored with all the black that I always wear, but I like it because then I don't have to worry so much about the distortion, because anyway. How's it going, Anna Bees and Trish? What's up? Hey, everyone and anyone. I'm queued up for the live tonight. Put on Notify Me. I put on the Notify Me. Let's see if I get notified. If not, it's probably something on my end. Ooh, do you hear that airplane? It sounds like it's landing in front of my house. That's the closest I've ever heard an airplane. Wow. So Anna B says, hello. So how are you guys? How was your weekend? Trying to think what's going on in my world. My birthday is a week from today. Getting older. I can't believe it. But, it's great. You do get wiser as you get older. And, life gets richer and you collect more friends and just maybe more enemies. I don't know. I try not to collect enemies. We've all got them, right? I'd say that injustice is my biggest enemy. And so, yeah, I think some people that like to tell lies see me as the enemy. And, I don't mind that. If somebody doesn't approve of me seeking justice, then I'd say that's not somebody I want for any positive feedback anyway. So, yes, I can hear the airplane. That is wild. What are you doing for your birthday? Good question. I had not thought about it until you asked. I sort of thought about it. I talked about it with my husband today. I said we should do a family outing. I like to keep it simple. I like to go for a family hike. That's kind of traditionally what I've done since it's in the middle of summer. We usually have a tradition of going out to dinner as a family for anybody's birthday. And, sometimes I like to just do the stuff that I always do, like my yoga and walking. And, I still can't believe that one friend who stopped talking to me over Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I'm so sorry. That's insane. That is crazy. So let's get into the Nolan Wells. And we can talk about Charlie Kirk too. I saw a really good video today. The mortician. Who's the mortician? I'm sure you guys know the channel. It's a huge channel. And I don't watch it that often, but she did a great one on Charlie Kirk today. I just need to look through my history and it'll tell me. Although I watched it on a different gadget, so I'm going to have to do it this way. The mortician, Charlie Kirk. Lauren the mortician. It was called Charlie Kirk's Funeral Timeline. Too fast. She's funny. It already has almost 200,000 views, and it's just from today. Or actually, it's from yesterday. Oh my goodness, she has almost 650,000 subs. That is wild. That's a lot of subs. But yeah, she does a good channel. She's funny. I like her. She's quirky. So everything I say is simply my opinion for the sake of hoping to start a conversation, open up a discussion, learn something, be educational. All of my videos are made for the tube of you, and it's an infotainment platform. How's my hair? You can see the thumb. Look at that. I changed it to the blue lighting, and you can see the thumb much better. So I got the red lighting up here with the window thing. Anyway, I knocked down a flower. Should I not worry about it? Where'd the flower go? There it is. And it might be out of battery juice. There we go. Little flower. I have so many weird, interesting things in my set, but I have fun with it. Okay, there we go. And make sure you're still subscribed, turn on your notification bell to ring, and share a video of mine with somebody that you think might like my channel. So for my thumbnail, I used a photograph of some of the boys on the boat, and there's this this really skinny white kid. I think he's wearing a white baseball cap, and he's wearing a red beaded necklace, exactly like the one that Nolan is wearing in a couple of the photographs. And you know, it's sort of like Mardi Gras beads, it looks like to me, the way it's like fastened on when Nolan's wearing it, it's fastened in the back. And when this kid is wearing it, the fastener part is like in the front. Let me see if I can pull up the photograph that I had sent to you guys today. The here we go. But I don't know how well you'll be able to see it on the screen and everything. I'm going to blow it way up. So this is the back of Nolan's neck, and you can see the fastener of the beads right there. And he's on the boat. I mean, I think it's Nolan, right? I mean, you just can't trust anything. And then you've got three other white kids. There's one behind him right here. This guy doesn't seem to, the one in the front, he doesn't seem to have any necklace on. This guy has on, it's going to be really tough to see it, but I'll put it in the thumbnail too. He has on, it looks to me like a white rosary on backwards, but he's got two white necklaces. He's got white beads there, and then there's a chain. So he's got at least three necklaces on. But then this is his back. You really can't see it. I'm sorry. Well, no, you kind of could see it almost for a second. Let me go back to that. There. Okay, now you can see it. See, it's like rosary beads. I really do apologize for not being more handy with the technology, but I do my best. So this is the guy's back. And why is he wearing the necklace all backwards like that? And then this guy that is mostly blocked out by Nolan, he's got some white beads on his neck too. You can kind of see them. And you can kind of see right below his hair that it's like two strings of white beads. So I don't know. I don't know if the beads mean anything. I don't know if the necklaces mean anything. It's frustrating, isn't it? This whole case is very frustrating, but I think that it's good for people to ask the questions. I definitely think it's good for all of us to be asking questions. Let me see if I can pull up the photograph that I did put for the thumbnail. And yeah. So there's the skinny white kid. This is just my thumbnail from the video that we're on right now. That's the skinny white kid with the red beads. And I don't, maybe it's an illusion. Again, it's so hard to tell in digital media. Down here, it certainly looks like it's thicker. The red beads are thicker right there, but that could be an illusion. It could be a shadow. And now that I'm looking at it, why does it look like 2 strings of beads? I had not noticed that. It looks like he has 2 strings of beads. So that's what I hate about these freaking YouTube cases is it's just like you're just tripping on everything. And a lot of times for good reason because it has meaning. And in this case in particular, in Nolan's case, I feel like we have to be tripping on these things because the freaking police don't seem to be, and maybe they are. Let's hope that they are. But it certainly seems like they're part of the cover up. And if they've already done things illegal, like who knows, they're just going to continue to cover it up. They're not going to relent. They're not going to say, "Oh yeah, you got me." They will just keep driving it home because they've got a lot to lose. You know, Judge Ashley Cole has a lot to lose. The doctors, the dads that are doctors, they have a lot to lose. They could lose their medical licenses if they have done anything that defies their Hippocratical oath. Am I saying that right? The Hippocratic oath. If they are doing anything that defies that, it doesn't matter if they're not at work. If they're doing anything that doesn't, let me just look up Hippocratic oath. Anna knows it. She had to take it, right? Um, Hippocratic oath that doctors take. So it's AI overview. Ancient ethical guide for doctors covering patient care, professional duty, and medical secrets. While famous for the idea of do no harm, the original text actually swears by Greek gods and bans surgeries. Today, most medical schools use updated versions instead of the literal ancient text. The core ideas of the original oath: swearing by the gods, honoring teachers, patient privacy. The modern oath: rewritten rules, human focus, admitting limits. Let's see. Full text of the modern oath. And I'll get caught up with your chat in just a second. Key elements include professional responsibility, a commitment to applying beneficial measures while avoiding overtreatment, patient-centered care, acknowledging the patient as a human being, not just a case, not just a cash cow. That's me adding that. And respecting their privacy, humility, and collaboration, recognizing limitations in knowledge and collaborating with colleagues, ethical constraints, acknowledging the gravity of life and death decisions, emphasizing the prevention of diseases, and maintaining ethical standards. So it doesn't really go into the part about that I'm looking for. Let me see. Doctors' Hippocratic oath that they must preserve all life, even when not at their profession. That's what I'm looking for. Off-duty doctors. Oh, this is AI. This is not true. Have no general legal duty to rescue strangers, meaning that they face no criminal charges. Well, that does get really dicey. But if they know something about someone's potential red rum, let's see. So yeah, no legal duty, but good Samaritan protection, the ethical divide. And yeah, I'll just give up on that. I'm not finding what it is that I'm looking for. Candace, just Jackie, hello. Yeah, Candace Owens, man. She actually, Lauren the mortician said that Candace Owens shows up in her chat and that, you know, she comments on her stuff when she's talking about Charlie Kirk. Hello, you're back. I saw a thumbnail that said a person was arrested in the case, but it wasn't anyone I ever heard of. I didn't click on it. Yeah, I hate that freaking clickbait. A person in Washington State, no, a person in Sacramento, California, was arrested for making threats against the judge. And yeah, you know, nobody's been arrested for making threats against the family. Of course, you know, judges are higher priority than non-judges, but still, you just got to keep turning the tables in your imagination. If the judge were black and the family were white and the family was getting death threats and the judge was getting death threats, why would they just arrest somebody who's threatening the judge, right? It's horrible. It's so horrible, the racism. And then, I mean, there's just so much dissecting to do with that. And yeah, you don't want to think that race has anything to do with it, but this is effing Mississippi. And they've got the worst track record in the freaking world. And then, you know, that little baby that was shot just last month in the Walmart parking lot in a shoplifting call, and the police officer shot the 1-year-old baby boy a month ago, or actually it was at the end of June, I think. So like 6 weeks ago, maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's Mississippi. And then, you know, I mean, you got to see that Mississippi Burning movie if you haven't seen it, or if it's been a long time since you've seen it. It's just so relevant. And for anybody paying attention to the Nolan Wells case that's international and that doesn't understand the Deep South in our country and the history of Mississippi, they really need to understand the freaking culture to wrap their minds around why this looks so race oriented. And even if it wasn't a hate crime against Nolan, if it was, I mean, I believe it was a crime against Nolan. I don't believe any of this bullshit about accidental drowning. And I don't think anybody's really pushing that anymore. I think that even Officer Race Batum Tatum is saying, yeah, somebody killed him. We just don't know who. And of course, they'll try to, you know, pin it on the thousands of other people that were out there at the island, right? Okay, let's see. I'm going to get caught up here. But yeah, thanks for that comment about the arrest, because I want to keep you guys updated with stuff like that. I looked through YouTube and didn't see anyone else reporting that. So yeah, there are a few channels reporting it, but there are a couple that are like putting it in their thumbnails, trying to make it sound like somebody in Mississippi has been arrested for the red rum. And that's not the case at all. So, you know, they get you to click on their freaking video, and it's ridiculous. Like, clickbaiting is supposed to be illegal on the tube of you. Like, they're supposed to track that, and they don't. So people do it all the freaking time. Yes, we have to take the Hippocratic Oath. It's ceremonial usually when we get capped. If I was robbed or raped, I would only notice the shoes. I'm a shoe freak. What can I say? Just Jackie, that is interesting. And yeah, it's hard to say. When you're in a moment of trauma, you'll focus on something that you might not have ever thought about. Like, who knows, a sound, a sight, a smell. Um, Sometimes people have like out of body experiences when they get assaulted too. The whole fight, flight, or freeze. And yeah, but I think I'm kind of going off in that direction. You're just talking about how much you love shoes. And yeah, I love shoes too. I wear Danskos a lot, those big old clogs, because I got a lot of Dutch in me, and they're great in the winter. They're great in the rain. And it's been pouring rain this weekend. Big Hook, Big Hook. Nice to see you. Doesn't good Samaritan law protect you from responsibility? Yeah, it's complicated. I mean, if you're a doctor, you always have to protect life. So when you're off duty, if somebody's like dying of a heart attack and you're not doing anything to help, there's been like lawsuits. So a doctor doesn't have to help, but if they try to help and then let's say I think this is probably what the lawsuit was about. When you're doing CPR, you're often going to break a person's rib cage or their chest plate. And so if somebody's having a heart attack and you're a doctor and you're performing CPR and you break their rib cage and then they live and then they sue you because you broke the rib cage, I mean, it's just awful. But let's talk more about the Nolan Wells case. So many freaking lawsuits. And I think some of the most important ones are coming from the anesthesiologist Bart Edmiston. Yeah, Bartholomew Edmiston Sr., the anesthesiologist who is threatening to sue anybody that talks about his son, Bartholomew Edmiston Jr., who is, I believe, back at college in Wyoming playing football. And if he did something, I'm not saying that he did, but if he did something to Nolan, he's blown his entire career, his entire football career. Now he's saying that he's never met Katie. So that's not her in the picture. And he never met her until after this whole thing happened. I mean, just the denial is outrageous. But, that's what gaslighters do. They deny everything. Again, of course, they're not going to say, oh, yeah, you caught me. They deny. And then there's the whole thing with, what's it called? Darvo. I think I have it in here. Yeah. I wrote it in my notes recently. Where'd it go? I gotta get caught up, see, because I've been switching notebooks. I don't even know where I am in this one. Here we go. Darvo. Deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. So deny, the D, A is attack, R is reverse, V is victim, and O is offender. Deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. It's like classic gaslighting. That's what they do. So now all these white boys are the victims, right? All of the white people in Mississippi are the victims of all of the racism, the reverse racism. I don't know if there's anything about not stopping to help someone out in public. Yeah, there's been the lawsuits, but it gets confusing. I mean, you just got to do what feels ethical to you, in my experience, in my understanding. Hi, Big Hook. I just got here. What are we discussing? Nolan Wells, the 18-year-old that was found unalived on the beach of Horn Island 2 days after our 250th Independence Day. So, down in Mississippi. We are talking about Nolan Wells. Gene Hackman classic. Yes. And who was the other guy in it? Gene Hackman and, oh, my brain. William Dafoe. See, I have to touch my phone and then my brain kicks on. William Dafoe. And they're both so young, especially William Dafoe is so young in that movie. But it's so well done. I mean, it's such a painful subject. Oh, and then Frances McDermott is in it, the woman who got really famous from Fargo. Back from their fair bees, is that what you're asking? Oh, Patricia, how was your fair? You had told me that you were going to a wonderful fair this weekend, if you wanted to talk about it. Hi, Anna Bees. So, Big Hook, it's so nice to see you again. I know I recognize you from previous chats. And do you want to say what part of the country you're from? I'm always so curious. Yeah, smells. I'm like a bloodhound. Yeah. Yeah. Our olfactory memory is like the strongest part of our memory. Apparently, allegedly. Fight and get a DNA sample under your fingernails. Oh, Big Hook. I know it's so terrible when people talk about being assaulted and that they do that, thinking that if they lose their life, that at least the person will get found. I mean, what a horrible, horrible predicament to find yourself in, right? Consequences of society, people refuse to help. Yes, try to get their DNA. You are always going to break their ribs. So yeah, two separate thoughts, right? Trying to get their DNA if you're being attacked, and you're always going to break their ribs when you're doing CPR. Yeah, I've done so much CPR training, working in hospitals and being a lifeguard, but I still don't know that I'd really be able to do it. I mean, it's good to keep up with your skill certification and practice like everything else, right? If you don't break the ribs administering CPR, then you're doing it wrong. That's true. Thank you for reminding me. Right. And yeah, it's like, because you only do CPR if you think they're deceased, and you're not going to make them more deceased, is the idea. But you might help get their heart restarted. Exactly, Big Hook. Anna B says, deny attack, reverse victim offender. William Dafoe, Big Hook is on it. So I just need to get caught up with my chat, and then I don't have to look at my phone. Fargo, what a great movie. I know. Well, that's where Steve Buscemi got his big start from. I mean, he's been in everything since then, right? You get your head screwed on straight yet? Me or who? Oh, you can do it, believe me. You are squeezing the heart against the spine to force blood flow. I'd never thought about that, Big Hook. Are you a medical professional, or have you just given this a great deal of thought because of life situations? I never thought about that fact, that you're squeezing the heart against the spine. Yee. Yikes. Okay, so let me peek at my notes, because it's late. It's almost midnight, and things aren't just coming to me naturally. What was it that I wanted to share with you guys? This, I don't think I said this in my last video, but maybe. It would be funny AF if these people, these thugs, told on themselves in that distress call. So the big news for like the last week has been the distress call to the CATOZ company. And then bigger news after that was when one content creator in particular broke down the track 1 and track 2 to hear the background noise. And I've been very, very skeptical of that background noise being anything valid. But it seems at this point that a lot of people have been skeptical of it. A lot of people like just took it at face value and ran with it. But a lot of people have done whatever testing they can do to make sure that it's valid. Like there hasn't been anybody who's tried to debunk it as fake. And it seems that the authorities there in Mississippi are really scrambling, because if it is true and accurate, they're literally in the background telling on themselves. And what's even funnier is if that distress call was not, they weren't really in distress with their boat, they were in distress because of this horrible situation, but then they made the phone call to try to distract from what was happening, so that they could come up with a whole like alternative facts, right? Alternative reality of what was going on and why things got so chaotic. So it would just be, not to be too lighthearted about it, but it would be one of the most hilarious true crime cases in all of eternity if that's what ends up hanging them up. Because other than that, I don't think there's been a lot of really solid facts that we know of publicly. Let's see. Just a quick side note about the little e-perps. It was ruled today that if the perpetrators claim they're a victim, their names will be redacted. So the perpetrators are now all victims. But of course, Patricia, especially the one that's El Presidente, he's the biggest victim. Yeah. Why are they ruling things on a Sunday? That's crazy. They should take the weekend off. Not a medical professional, it's just understanding anatomy and watching professionals at work. You said in an earlier chat that your Invisalign was supposed to retrain your head. Yes. And so I've been wearing my Invisalign religiously. I took it out so I could eat dinner and then do this live. It's so nice not having it in. And I've adjusted to it so it's not so bad when I'm wearing it. It's nowhere near as bad as the braces. It's just a world of difference. I need some water. But yeah. Yeah, I need to get my head on straight, that's for sure. Yeah, I had vertigo. When you have vertigo, they say there's like this little crystal in your ear that gets off center, and that's why you get the vertigo effects and you get the nausea and the dizziness and everything. And so I had a vertigo attack, a really bad one, like 2 years ago. And then for the next year, I continued to have symptoms, and sometimes not, I didn't really have any other attacks, but it would come back a little bit sometimes. And then since I got the braces put on, I've hardly had any vertigo types of symptoms at all, like almost zero for the entire year. And now that they're off, it's continuing. So yeah, it's fabulous. My other eye surgery is in 2 days. Oh goodness. So are you feeling good from your first one? Wow, that's big, Anna Bees. And I hope you are not getting clobbered with medical bills over that. our insurance is so effed up, man. I mean, it's ridiculous. Even if you have good insurance, right? So in my last video, I was talking to you guys about Sonia Massey. I don't know if I said her name. She was the woman that didn't throw a pot of water, a black woman who was having a mental health crisis, and called the police herself. And then they came into her home, and this young officer told her to attend to the boiling water on the stove, which she did. And then he proceeded to shoot her because he said that he was afraid that she was going to throw it at him. And you can watch the body cam. That's what I wanted to share with you guys, because I didn't mention that in the last video when I brought it up. And I only brought it up because freaking Race Batum Tatum was bringing it up, saying that it wasn't a race issue because she was black and he was white, that Race Batum Tatum was like literally saying that she threw the water at him, the boiling water on him, and that's why he killed her. And so, no, she didn't. And my point of bringing it up again is just to let you know. I'll try to find a video clip of it and put a link in the description. But I watched it with my husband, and that's when he had told me that and I wouldn't have known this, even though I've been married to law enforcement for 20 years, that as a law enforcement officer, you're trained to always direct people in their homes away from the kitchen. You never send them into the kitchen, because not only might they have like boiling water in there, but they have a lot of knives usually. And so if you have somebody in a mental health crisis, you don't send them to the room that's full of weapons. My goodness. Crazy. And the guy who unalived her was pretty young. I don't think he had very much experience, but is a horrible case. But Sonia Massey is her name. Let's see. I heard getting your shingles vaccine protects against dementia. Wow. I had not heard that. I had shingles when I was 28, so I don't know if I need the vaccine. Let's see. What is it? Sorta Annabee says, I had a bad night Friday. Hey, Jolie, what's happening? It's been forever. Lovely to see you. Thanks for coming in. And saying hi. Yes, that was so messed up. Sonia Massey, R.I.P. Yeah, let's look at that case, because I always like to be more specific when I'm bringing stuff up. And like, I don't even remember what state it was in. Tell me about the Sonia Massey shooting. 36-year-old unarmed black mother of two was fatally shot in her kitchen by Sean Grayson, a white Sangamon County Sheriff's deputy, after she called 911 to report a suspected prowler at her home. The shooting sparked widespread national outrage, a DOJ review, and legislative changes in Illinois. So that's where it happened. Grayson was subsequently convicted of second-degree red rum and sentenced to 20 years in prison. Let's see. And yeah, like I said, you can see the body cam video, and he's shouting, "I'll effing shoot you right in the effing face," and he drew his gun and then shot her. And she was putting the water aside like he had told her to. Body camera footage showed that Massey apologized and ducked behind a kitchen island for safety. When she briefly rose, Grayson fired 3 shots, striking her in the face and taking her life. And so that was July 6, 2024, so 2 years ago. October 2025, an Illinois jury convicted him of second-degree red rum, finding that he possessed an actual but entirely unreasonable belief that he was in imminent danger of being scalded by the water. And it is really sad. I mean, I have empathy for law enforcement, being that, you know, they need to protect themselves at all times, but literally, as law enforcement, they put themselves between the danger and other people. Like, they insert their own risk of safety, if that makes sense. I mean, that's what they do. So they have to be able to discern what the F is going on and think on their feet and make decisions in a millisecond. So, you know, I mean, you don't know what was going on with him, if he had other issues happening, like if he was tired, if he was hungover, if he was just racist. I don't know. Or if he was just super scared of people with mental issues. Some people are very have a huge phobia of mental health issues, of course. Let's see. Okay, so this is interesting. Medical release denial. Grayson, who's the police officer in jail, who has advanced stage 4 colon cancer, petitioned for early compassionate release under Illinois Joel Coleman Act on July 31st, 2026. So just a few days ago, just on Friday. The Illinois Prisoner Review Board voted 3-0 to deny his request, meaning he remains in state custody. That is wild that he's got stage 4 colon cancer. And so maybe he was having medical issues back then, and that was playing a part of him making a really bad decision. You know, maybe he just found out that he was diagnosed with cancer, and so he was just like having his own mental health issues. Who knows? Oh, wait, what is this? Oh, I thought it was saying in 1953. I was like, AI, you're tripping. The Sonia Massey bill tragedy led to the passage of an Illinois Senate bill 1953. So that's the number of the bill. That's not the year of it. Creating vastly stricter police hiring guidelines and expanding background check rules to catch historical misconduct. Financial accountability. The county agreed to a $10 million settlement with the family, marking the largest payout in the history of the county. Leadership changes following intense public protests and calls for accountability. The sheriff resigned in August 2024. So, see, that's what happens when you hire bad officers and don't train them well. Then the sheriff lost his job a month later. I'm assuming that it's a he, could be a she, but most are men. Which reminds me, that shooting that happened last weekend at the Seattle Space Center, or the Seattle Space Needle, it's called the Seattle Center, where the Space Needle is. The police chief of Seattle just resigned over that. So lots of issues, you know. I mean, as the leadership of a department, you should be able to stand up to the scrutiny of a crisis. And I don't know all the details of why the police chief of Seattle resigned, but you know, the police, I haven't heard anything about the police doing anything wrong in that situation. So it's weird. Oh, let's see. You have some good information here. Yes, that was so messed up. Sonia Massey. It wasn't the first shooting by that cop. Oof, that's horrible. And what's up, Jolie? If you want to remind us where you are from too. Hiya, Turtle Toes. Who's Turtle Toes? She had mental health problems. She said, "In the name of Jesus, I rebuke you." I don't know who she was talking to, but that's when he shot her. Was he a demon? Yeah, I don't know. She was a really attractive woman too. She was very pretty, and I don't know how old her kids were. I don't know if her kids were home, if they lived with her, if they lived with somebody else. She was only 36, so her kids probably were, under 18, unless she had them as a teenager, which is entirely possible. But now the whole family has the $10 million settlement. So, I mean, it sucks that they lost their loved one, but, the finances is the best you can do to create justice in a situation like that, provide some justice. I had a bid timed American flag hat. There was a both that you're typing, Trish, it's all crazy. So I'm just gonna have to translate. I had a big time American flag hat. There was a booth that had a cardboard cutout of the Trumpster fire. My sister talked me into approaching them and pretending I was a lifelong Republican. So I buddied up to them. Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. And I love your fat thumbs, or if it's voice to text or whatever it is. I find it kind of fun and a challenge to have to figure out what it is you're trying to say. I started the conversation with that Donald. He's a real good deal maker. I would just back up anything Two Dolls brags about himself. I'm Turtle Toes, Jolie says. I'm from Indiana. Oh, cool. You're from Indiana. I'm in Ohio, so we're neighbors. Why are you Turtle Toes? Is that like a thing that Big Hook and you have from other previous interactions? I haven't heard about the shooting in Seattle. Okay, so there was a couple of guys shooting at each other at this Bite of Seattle event a week ago today, and 3 people died. Several people were wounded. Even a little baby was wounded, like a toddler, somewhere between 1 and 3 years old. And I don't know if they have found the other shooter. So the last I knew, they had tracked down one of them, which wouldn't make any sense. Like, the one should know who the enemy was. That if they were having a shootout, they should be able to get the one to talk. Of course, criminals don't talk, but you can get crafty with using leverage. Like, you're going to spend your life in prison, but if you tell us who the other one is, we'll at least bring you donuts on Sunday, right? Did they arrest both shooters from the Seattle Center shooting last weekend? Please say bullets that killed 2 were not do not appear to have come from the same gun. Wait, what? They're still searching for at least one other suspect. So it sounds like, okay, so they have 13 shell casings. 15-year-old. Oh my goodness. The one that was arrested is a 15-year-old. 15-year-old was arrested for his suspected role in the deadly shooting at the Seattle Center. Wow. What is this? The bullets that killed 2 were not from his gun. But so maybe the bullets that killed another one. Okay, court documents say there were at least 3 shooters. Okay, interesting. So the 15-year-old, we're probably not going to get pictures of him because he'll be protected for being underage, but he might get tried as an adult, right? Let me see. What? The 15-year-old that was arrested for the Seattle Center shooting. Oh my goodness. Yeah, here's a picture of him. So he's darker skinned. He doesn't necessarily look black. He almost looks Hispanic. If this picture is actually him. Huh. This, let me see if I can show it to you guys. My phone is like jumping it around. I mean, he might be black, but he's next to a black officer, and he kind of looks like his skin is more of like a Latin American color, and he's got horrible man boobs, and he's only 15. So that's him, if this is accurate. So I don't know if you can make out his features enough to see why I'm saying he doesn't necessarily look black. And me, I'm gonna make a horrible joke. Being the racist that I am, I was kind of assuming that it was like black gang members in the shooting. I mean, gangs in Seattle are horrible, absolutely horrible. And unfortunately, it is a lot of gang activity in the often is, it's not usual that gang members are white. Of course, they can be. There's, I'm sure, thousands of gang members that are white, but for the most part, it's people of color. Like I said, that's kind of awkward, stupid thing to say, but I'm just being authentic, I guess. My filter is going away. Oh no. Let's see. Franklin the Turtle YouTube star is in her care. Franklin the Turtle YouTube star? What? Like, you're not talking about Turtle Boy, are you? I know Turtle Boy. I know a little bit about Turtle Boy and the whole like Karen Reed case. I have a turtle and posted a pic of his toes because they're so stinking cute and I'm obsessed with them. That's awesome. Turtle toes. That is really cute. Turtles are adorable. Um, yeah, sorry for saying anything about all that stuff. I'm just going to drop it. Like, you can't clean that stuff up. Like, if you try, you just make it worse, right? Anyway, he looks Hawaiian. Yeah, like there's like a redness to his skin, especially because he's next to a black officer. It just really emphasizes that his skin color has more of a redness. And maybe Native American, I don't know, but yeah, I'd say you're correct. There's videos of my turtle Franklin on my YouTube account. Super cool. And yeah, there's a white person behind him. So, but yeah, you see the contrast of the black officer and then the boy. And yeah, his features, I mean, he looks to me like he could be maybe part black, maybe Hawaiian, which would be more like oh, nobody is really Hawaiian, Polynesian, right? Um, it's interesting. And there's a lot of people from different Asian countries in Seattle. It's highly populated by people from Asian countries. Um, interesting. It's so sad. I mean, the Bite of Seattle is such a nice, lighthearted event, and everything that happens at the Space Needle or the Seattle Center is just like really nice community events. Um, they do an amazing job in Seattle at the Seattle Center. I love the Seattle Center. I've gone to gobs and gobs of awesome events there, and it's just really pretty. It's just a nice place to hang out. It's on Queen Anne, which is like one of the nicest parts of the city too. It's just a really nice public area, public space. I've always felt so safe. I mean, Queen Anne, you can't be safer than being on Queen Anne Hill. It's not like, the south side of Capitol Hill is very dangerous, like the southeast side of Capitol Hill. But Queen Anne is like the nicest part of downtown Seattle. Nothing bad can ever happen there. It can only good happen. Um, I love turtles. Don't mind me. I'm just lurking. Trucker John, what's happening? How are you? Lovely to see you. Yeah, you guys, everybody check out Trucker John's channel. So, Jolie, do you have a YouTube channel then? How do I check that out? Can I do that just by go to channel? Yes, you do. Oh, look, and it's such a cute picture of you. And I see your turtle. Here, I'll subscribe. She, her, hers. That's cute. You got your pronouns there. So now you've got 70, it should say 77 subscribers because it said 76 and I subscribed and it didn't change it. So what if I hit refresh? Then will it change it? It should. Yep, now you have 77. Okay. But now what have I done? Live streaming. Okay, I got to go back there. Phew. Thought I screwed myself out of my live stream. I did it. Yeah, you're very welcome. Awesome to see your little turtle stuff. Anna B says, last Super Bowl champion parade we had downtown Kansas City, there was a shooting, gangs, and now when we win another Super Bowl, we won't have a parade. Doesn't that suck? Yeah, gang activity is so scary. I raised two sons and we never had to worry about that. But when we thought about moving to Columbus and also to Cincinnati at different points in time, just to have more professional options. And with both big cities, I was like, damn, gangs. At the time we had teenage sons and I was just like, I don't want to move them to a big city where I'm going to have to consider that. So fortunately we live in an area that is pretty much gang free. But let's talk about the Cajun Mafia down there in Mississippi, because there's so many parallels with Nolan Wells' case and Kylie Rodney's case, and people talk about the Cajun Mafia a lot. Oh, so one of the kids, Trayston, the first black kid to come forward and bat for all the white people and to say that's not Nolan in that video, that's me, and he's just a little liar, I think, in my opinion. Anyway, Trayston did an interview with Officer Race Tatum, and he's kind of mumbled this thing under his breath that I didn't really catch, but other content creators have talked about it. And I'm just like, damn, good catch. He said he was talking about like Ben Crump. He was talking about the black attorney that is representing Nolan Wells's family. And he said about Ben Crump and his people like Al Sharpton and stuff, he said they don't know who they're messing with. And he was referring to basically like the Cajun Mafia. He had just said something about, us folks here in Ocean Springs, we're real tight. They don't know who they're messing with. So it was very much of a threat and also kind of letting the cat out of the bag. So again, keep talking. Say more, please. Craziness. Okay. It is kind of late. My brain is kind of foggy. We've been on for an hour, but I have you guys here. And once we get rolling, it's so hard to wrap it up, isn't it? Trucker John, I mean, you do your lives 2 or 3 times a week, very scheduled. And yeah, once you're on with your peeps, you don't want to back out, right? And just because my brain is foggy, that shouldn't be a problem, right? I mean, it is, because I should be sharp when I'm talking to you guys. When Jolie gets to 100 subs, we're gonna party. Woohoo! Yeah, Trucker John, you're right around the same number as me. I think you're a little bit higher, like maybe 4,000, closer to 5. Wouldn't it be nice if we could hit that 100,000 and get one of them damn plaques? It's just nuts, isn't it? I mean, I know I've been shadow banned ever since I started. You are a great decipherer, Jazzy. I have my stronger reading glasses on now. I know it is so hard to type when I don't have my glasses on. It is super hard. Okay, so what else did I want to say? Let me look at my cheat sheet, my tiny little notebook here. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. This was from Nancy Grace. This is when she was interviewing Ray Tatum. And he does like what Nicole Kessinger does from the Watts case. He just like takes you down that garden path. He's just like talking, and just hitting you with all kinds of information and distracting you and just trying to change the subject. Nancy Grace, being an attorney, this is like a perfect attorney phrase that I've never heard. Tell me if you guys have heard it. She interrupted Ray Tatum mid-sentence because he wasn't slowing down. She said, "You're going far afield from my question. You're going far afield from my question." Have you guys ever heard that phrase? I wrote it down because I'm like, damn, that's a good one to have in your back pocket. Like when your kids are in trouble, you're going far afield from my question. Right? Tell me if you've ever heard that one. So I have been trying to stay informed and also not be dealing with all this toxicity of all this crap, because there's so much crap going on in our government right now and in our country right now, and then with this horrible situation in Mississippi. So I have been going to my old reliable, which is the Lego videos, the AI propaganda videos, and they are just freaking killing it. And I thought, man, if we could get the Lego AI people to do some videos about the Nolan Wells case, like that would be, I think, really helpful. I really do. So I also want to recommend to anybody that's interested in, getting some levity out of the heaviness of staying informed. And I know you guys are onto this, Mr. Newberger's AI Funnies. So that's a wonderful channel that does tremendous music videos, cartoon And then Scared Ketchup. I know you guys have told me about Scared Ketchup too. And Scared Ketchup does some great, great videos. So the Lego AI creators, Mr. Newberger's AI Funnies, and the Scared Ketchup. And for anybody who doesn't know where the Scared Ketchup name comes from, I would think that most of us know. But Dear Leader loves his ketchup, just like Ronnie Reggae loved his ketchup. I don't know. They probably have money invested in like Hunt's and Dole and the ketchup companies. It would be my guess. So they're trying to promote their product. But anyway, also the Trumpster fire is very paranoid, rightly so, and he's always convinced that people could be trying to poison him, and that poisoning ketchup, if it's opened, would be an easy way to poison him. So he demands that he has those little travel size, hermetically sealed ketchup bottles every day that he eats ketchup, which is probably every day. And then when he gets angry, they're the perfect size to throw at the wall. So people that work with him and around him and for him say that he's constantly throwing the little ketchup bottles at the wall, and that they're constantly having to clean up ketchup off the wall. So that's where that name Scared Ketchup comes from, which is just kind of cute. Let's see. You guys are getting all chatty. Let me try to go back to where I left off. Time. Oh, they just flies before you know it. 3 hours goes by. I know. When I'm live, I've been on for an hour. It seems like 20 minutes. Time flies, and it's fun. It's fun to interact with you guys. That's why I do it. It helps me. I want to stay informed. It's very depressing to be informed of all this crap. And then talking about it just kind of helps me organize my thoughts when I'm not so tired. But I guess I'm kind of tired right now because it is 12:30 at night. And when I started my channel, I would do my lives in the middle of the day or at the beginning of the day. Remember, I would do like an 8 a.m. live every day. And then I would do like an after lunch live. Those were the good old days. But I had to be at work at like before 7. And then I was able to do a live around 8. So, doing okay, but could be better. Are you Canadian, Big Hook? You got your Canadian. Hi, TJ, my nemesis. That's cute. Nemesis, Trucker John. He's too nice to be anybody's nemesis. You've got that one troll in your chat, Trucker John. I think it's hilarious. It's hilarious that you're constantly telling them to F off, and it's hilarious that they're constantly there, like you're their comfort zone or something. I love it. It's just weird. It is weird, isn't it? Okay. Let's see. My chat gets all whack. Always could do better, I suppose, Big Hook. Take off to the great white north where the moose and caribou play and seldom is heard an American word. We all sit and drink beer all day. Don't eat the yellow snow, Bob and Doug peed there. Funny. Take off Yahoo's head. RFK Jr. was being interviewed by Dana something, and he sounded like an idiot. He's so gross and so scary, and he's literally starting a cooking show. RFK Jr. is starting a cooking show, and it's probably going to be roadkill only. But yeah, he is stupid. He's always telling people to eat meat and be carnivores. And now with the prices of meat going so high, he's like, just eat liver. It's cheaper and it's really good for you. And I'm sorry, but liver's disgusting. It's cheap because nobody wants to eat it. And I know it is good for you, but oh my God, dude. Like, no, let's address the issue of people not being able to afford the regular groceries that they've always been able to afford. Oh, just eat gross food. It'll be fine, right? Um, I'm Trish. Pleased to meet you, Patricia says to Big Hook and Trucker John. Trish is in Oregon, and she just went to some big festival where she pretended to be a Trumpster fire worshiper. I like this saying from Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm disinclined to acquiesce to your request. It means no. Such a great way to say no. That is a really good quote. Isn't that Johnny Depp? That is awesome. I'm disinclined to acquiesce to your request. I should write that down. I used it on my kids from then on after we saw that movie. So the one that I learned when working with attorneys that I use all the time still, and I'm going to forget it, but no, I'll remember. It's really easy. Asked and answered. So especially with kids, when they ask you the same thing bunches of times, but it's from trial attorneys and depositions, asked and answered, because attorneys will typically badger you with the same question again and again and again. And so you can just say asked and answered, or your attorney can jump in and say asked and answered. But that's my favorite. And I learned that when I was about 30 years old. Fortunately, it was before I had kids because, yeah, in child raising, it helped me a great deal. It just helps in life. So I'm giving that to you guys to run with. Asked and answered. Asked and answered. Okay. When does RFK not sound like an idiot? Oh my God, he's so gross. He has so many measles deaths on his hands. F him, that MFer anti-vaxxer. He's so disgusting, and I can't believe his wife, Cheryl Hines, stays with him because he just disrespects her all the freaking time. But, I mean, she's probably just a gold digger. She's probably just with him for the Kennedy name and the money. He's so gross. But she's been with him since he was married to, wasn't she with him when he was still married to the one that passed away the exact same way Virginia Giuffre passed away? Mary Richards Kennedy, or Mary Richardson Kennedy. I'm pretty sure he was already living with Cheryl Hines when she passed, suspiciously. Mary Kennedy. Let's see. Richardson. I always get confused if it's Mary Richards or Richardson. Mary Richardson Kennedy. So she passed away May 16th, 2012. And let's see. When did RFK Jr. first meet Cheryl Hines? They began dating in December of 2011 after both went through divorces or separations from their previous spouses. They were originally introduced years prior in 2005 by Hines's Curb Your Enthusiasm. So on the record, they began dating in 2011. My guess is that he bagged her in 2005. Because that's how he rolls. He's quite the player. He bags everybody. In fact, he probably bagged Mary Richardson when she was 15. That's when he first met her, and he was like 21, and she was his little sister's friend. And I think that he probably was carrying on with her all through his first marriage. And then they had 4 kids together. So his only kids are from Mary Richardson Kennedy. But anyway, yeah, he's a gross piece of crap. And just the way he looks, his skin, I mean, he has beautiful eyes if he wasn't such a demon. But the way his skin contrasts with his eyes and then that voice, he's so dark and satanic. And I think that his skin is like that. I could be incorrect, but I believe that his skin is like that from eating long pig because it will mess you up. And that whole thing with the brain worm could be from eating long pig too. Remember that? We've talked about that before. And you guys know what long pig is. You can Google it. I don't want to say. I don't want to say. Let me get caught up. Where do I find my members' emojis? Oh, there's one right next to your name. I don't know. And just Jackie, you guys are the best. Thanks for being members. You're totally awesome. Agree, Big Hook. How you, Patricia? Trucker John. 7 likes, 7 viewers. We're acting like good Democrats. Balanced budget. That is awesome. That is awesome. And yeah, I just can't disengage when we got 8 of us here. I didn't like it. I didn't like my video, I mean. I like having you guys here. I just haven't liked the video yet because I'd have to do it from my cell phone. I can try. Let's see. Trucker John says I did it all the time, but now I don't know what he's talking about because that was like 6 or 7 minutes ago. What? Yeah, he's ridiculous. Proud to be in the inclusive TJF off club. Trucker John F off club. I know. I just think it's hilarious. Oh, that's who you're talking about. The guy in your chat that's the troll. He's just like a total Trumpster fire, and why he wants to hang out in your chat is fascinating. Just fascinating. He just likes being a thorn in your side. But, I mean, he could be getting paid, even though you're a small content creator. They realize the power of any content creators, and there are so many trolls out there, especially for trolling for Donnie, that are getting paid just to try to pretend that Donnie's wonderful and people love him. Because nobody does. I mean, sure, maybe a couple of freaks here and there, but my God, even the diehards have abandoned ship, right? I mean, he just keeps screwing everybody. I got puppy dog scratching at the door. Should I let them in? Let's see. But I'm trying to get caught up. The bees, I always forget to push the like button when I'm on the lives. This is the only time I forget. Push the like button now. Captain Barboza says the quote in the movie. Okay, thanks, Jolie. Dad, can I have $20? Me, I'm disinclined to acquiesce to your request. Man, why didn't I ever think of that? In my recent deposition, I still had to answer the questions, even though our lawyer said asked and answered. Oh, interesting that you still had to answer, even though you had answered. You and Wes Webb, Big Hook. You're welcome, Trish. I think our mod shields protect Aaron and I from that particular exclusive club. I used it a lot in stores. I would never say that to Julian Aaron. His skin is like leather. Oh my God, it's so gross. The texture of it is so disgusting. Yeah, and add that stinky dude to the list. He looks like he stinks. Wes, he likes to stir the pot. Wes is a contrarian shift stirrer. That's the name of the troll in Trucker John's chat. He's always there. I stumbled on one of your first lives a week ago, Patricia. I was cracking up because you were in your bedroom with natural sun beaming on you shoulders. Yes, Jazz, you were showing your shoulders. Well, I was going to show them today. I was going to, and I put on my little jacket just to be modest. because yeah, I like to wear tank tops, and like this is, what do you call this? I don't even know. It's not like a halter top, but it is like a thing. And so should I reveal my shoulders? I guess I have to since I talked about it. Yikes. But yeah, it's also, so I'm so pale and my shirt is so pale. So that was part of why I put on the shirt. And also just because, boobs. Ah, I hate the boobs. The boob tube. See, look at that. No, stop. Stop it with the boobs. I'm putting my shirt back on. I'm going to let the dog in too. That sounds funny. I'm putting my shirt back on. Come here, baby. Oh, I got all three of them. We're having a dog party. Ugh. Let's see. Come here, Mookie. Come here, baby. Okay. There we go. There's your Mookie. She just stuck her tongue in my mouth. Don't do that. She's growling at Chi-Chi because she's so protective of her mommy. She's like, this is my mama. I'm the number one. Oh, she's like, you're looking at me wrong. Oh. Come here, Chi-Chi. Come here, baby. Come here, Chi-Chi. Come on. Oh. Oh, Mookie, you can come up too. Get some puppy loving. Who wants to talk about red rum and politics? Let's just talk about puppy dogs. Right? Oh, come here, baby. There. She is such a cutie. I just love her whiskers. She has like catfish whiskers. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. Show off your little catfish whiskers, baby. Show off your little catfish whiskers. Do you see them? There, you can see it. There's a catfish whisker. Oh, she's so funny. Oh, Mookie. And Coco's here too, but Coco is big and she's not going to jump up on my lap. Okay, so that is funny. Sun beaming on your shoulders. Yeah, I hate the natural lighting. And I was in my bedroom. I'll have to send me the link to that video because I don't remember ever doing a live in my bedroom other than like when I would come on to watch the obsession panels. Oh, and maybe sometimes on Shan's panels. I didn't do a lot of panels, just those two, I think. Or no, I probably was on an Ara panel here and there. And I actually remember being on a Mr. Mark panel, come to think of it. Let's see. I saw you on the track the other day getting some steps in. Yes, I love going to the track. And I just love hiking, like biking. I've been biking more lately too. But yeah. And yeah, I hate the natural lighting. I do. I mean, lighting to me is such an issue. This isn't the best lighting, but the natural lighting is the worst. We'll do it live, damn it. Cheryl can't divorce him now, not if she wants to become first lady. Oh my God, don't even talk about him becoming president. Oh, such a scary thought. I'm sure he has ambitions for that. But, oh man, what a piece of crap. Oh, I forgot to tell you that I got all kinds of compliments on the necklace yesterday. I love seeing photographs of you and Trish in your necklaces. You're both so beautiful. I am not kidding you. I'm not just saying that to be nice either. You are very attractive ladies. What? No pink polka dot bikini? Well, at least I had pants on. I don't know what you saw when I got up. I definitely had pants on. I'm okay. I'm covered. Oh, cute dogs. Yes, your dogs are so cute. I truly hope Larry David has completely sworn off ever using Cheryl Hines ever again. Ugh. Yeah. I mean, she sleeps with that man. Duh. She touches him. Duh. Oh, thank you, Jazz, for the puppy love. All right. So should we sign off? It's just so much fun. I hate to do that, but I guess I kind of have to because it's been like almost 90 minutes. There was so much to talk about. My brain is just like malfunctioning. Let me look at my notes one more time. I think that's about all of the things that I've written down. I think I shared this with you guys the other day. This is just kind of random, but I can't even remember where I saw it. It just said, if you support ICE, your mom's a hoe. Did I share that with you the other day? I love it. If you support ICE, your mom's a hoe. It might have been a bumper sticker. I think it was. I think that because the way I have it written in my little book here, it's like kind of slanted and it's on, like I only write on the one page. It's on the other page. I think that I was like driving in my car and I took out my little book and scribbled it down. So I think it was a license or a bumper sticker. Is that the best? I'm going to have to say it one more time. If you support ICE, your mom's a hoe. But yeah, I'm going to repeat a couple of things that D.L. Hughley said. What show was he interviewing on? Oh, I forget. I think he was on Willie D's Live. And he said, Black people don't lose their white friends, like talking about the Nolan Mills case with the white kids coming back from Horn Island and being like, we don't know what happened to them. So before we wrap up, I want to talk specifically about Bartholomew Jr. Bart. My brain is totally shutting down. Can't think of his last name. But you know, Bart from the Nolan Wells case. Let's see. Brain, kick on, please. Bart from Nolan Wells case. It probably doesn't want to tell me. It's like, if you don't know, we're not telling you, right? It's been scrubbed. I know I have it in all of my notes, but I would think I was using another notebook too. Edmiston. It's such a weird name. Or is it just weird to me? Edmiston. So Bart Edmiston doesn't like people to bring his name into the picture, which is why I want to keep bringing it into the picture, because his dad is the doctor who is in charge of the anesthesia. He's like in charge of the entire anesthesiologist department in Memorial Hospital, where Nolan's mother also works. And his mother is a physical therapist, and she's gone on to social media. All of these people in Ocean Springs keep going onto social media and telling on themselves, ratting themselves out, and for that we can thank them. But it's Bart's friend Warren Hudson, whose dad is also a doctor. Warren Hudson's dad put the $50,000 into the pot to make the funds, the reward money, $175,000 now for any information leading to the arrest of an individual. The way that Warren Hudson's dad worded it was fascinating because he said leading to an arrest of an individual, because Warren is way too close to the whole situation. He should be arrested. I think that there's enough probable cause to arrest him and a couple of his friends right now. I do believe that there's enough evidence to arrest a couple of them and interrogate them. So, and Bartholomew is probably one of them, because I believe he's the first one to call the Coast Guard. I believe that Bart called the Coast Guard on the night of the 4th of July at about 11:30 at night. I need to look more into it. Let me see what AI has to say about it. AI is pretty sketchy on the Nolan Wells case. I think that they're trying to keep up with the scrub in it. Bart Edmiston Jr. called the Coast Guard on the 4th of July. What say you, Google? Let's see what it says. Bart Edmiston Jr., former high school teammate of Wells. So Bart graduated in 2022 and Nolan graduated in 2025. So would that make Nolan a freshman when Bart was a senior, or a sophomore when Bart was a senior? It's confusing because, the school year goes from, and my brain is melted. Anyway, so Nolan Wells was a young player when Bart was having his senior year and getting recruited by the University of Wyoming. Okay. So he was out on his boat that day, heard the distress, boarded the taking on the water vessel, removed its transom plug and let the water drain, and briefly towed it. So this is the new story that they're kicking around with Bart Edmiston, is that the reason that you hear his name in the background is because he's jumping on the boat to save the day and fix it. And that's why the fake distress call didn't require Coast Guard or anything, because Bart came in, swooped in, and saved everybody. If that's not the gaslighting, I don't know what is. So that's what AI is even saying. It's that quick. It went from him not existing to him being in Wyoming for the last year to the last few days. Okay, he was there. Suddenly, in the last 24 hours, as far as I know, he was on his boat and jumped on to the boat that was in distress, fixed the problem, and then towed it, and then briefly towed it. So didn't even tow it back, just briefly towed it. This is bullshit. After the initial distress call, dispatchers followed up with a local boat captain who confirmed he had spoken to the caller's grandfather and that the emergency had been resolved. No, but who called the Coast Guard? See, this says that he didn't do it. Somebody called the Coast Guard at 11:30 the night of the 4th of July. Who was the first one to call the Coast Guard the night of the 4th of July for Nolan Wells? One of the three young men. It doesn't say who. Are you freaking kidding me? One of the U.S. Coast Guard callers that night was one of the three young men who traveled with Nolan Wells to Horn Island. But they said that they had 20 people that traveled with them. See, this is great. Their stories are falling apart. Though authorities have withheld his specific name from public release due to the opening of the investigation around 11 p.m. on July 4th. One of the traveling companions who went to the island, I think it was him. I think it was Bart. We'll see. It's the case is in constant motion. It's evolving. It's a live one, and that's why I wanted to come on and talk to you guys a little bit about it tonight, even though I'm tired and loopy as all get out. So thanks for being here with me. Dang it, Nancy, woohoo, look at you. Oh, you guys are so funny. Okay. Put your Invisalign back in. You're funny. Not the cleavage, Jazzy. Never show the cleavage. I know. I can't stand it. Puppy dogs in your cleavage. I swear I'm not hitting on you. That's cute. I believe you. Too funny. He likes for people to call him my buddy. Oh, does he? Or I thought that was just Warren referring to Bart as my buddy so that he could try to keep it on the down low. She's your booby buddy. You're too funny. I'll find the video. You looked fantastic, healthy and happy, even in bad lighting. She had on spaghetti straps. I wore a lot of spaghetti straps back when I first started my channel. Yeah. And then I started putting a lot of these things on because boobs. People are saying you won the booby prize. I can wear spaghetti straps for you guys again. I mean, I like my arms, especially since I've been doing the yoga. And I started my channel before I started doing so much yoga, but yeah, it really helped my arms tone a lot. Because I used to swim a lot and my arms were super toned from swimming. And then when I quit swimming, I was not enjoying the fact that the muscles weren't so defined. But yeah, I like having healthy arms. I like being healthy, but yeah, it's fun to have, I've always had broad shoulders and kind of muscular arms, but then as I get older, people are saying you won the booby prize. Hello, dang it, Nancy. The word money is interesting to me because that way he's getting all the information first. Oh, well, but I think he put the $50,000 in the pot. Like at first I thought he was doing it separate, but I think he put it in the pot with everyone else's. But that brings up the fact that Judge Ashley Cole had the tip line going directly to her because she's in it deep. And Warren's in it deep. So remember, Warren's dad is a physician and Bart's dad is a physician. And then Bart's mom is a physical therapist, and then Warren's stepmom is the judge. No, you can't go now. We're too busy talking about puppies and cleavage. Oh, too cute. Let me highlight that one. Not just like the judge having the number linked to her tip line. Exactly. Yeah. Dang it, Nancy. Why are you so late? Oh, Billy finally got here. Okay, let me get caught up. You mean Cheryl, our next first lady? Stop, Patricia, you're killing me. Patricia, I suspect your next question will be, how's it hanging? OMG, Cheryl Hines Kennedy Jr. for F's sake. Billy, it's upside down world. Hey. Now we really can't go. Yeah, we'll just hang out and be loopy. Cheryl is hawking cheap necklaces on her Instagram under Maha. Well, I'm hawking not cheap necklaces on my YouTube, but make America average again, right? Which would just be Ma. There was some really funny thing on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart with that Ma. Um, or no, it was Seth. It was the funny show with Seth. That's what it was. Seth Meyers. I can't even think of Seth Meyers' last name. I'm seriously brain dead. I think I should get caught up with you guys and then say goodnight. Unfortunately, my dears. Yeah, dang it, Nancy. Why are you so late? Evening, Anna B's. Talking on the phone with my son, grandson. Cheryl Hines is with the grift herself. Ugh. Yeah, but before she got together with him, I think she was decent, is what I've heard from people that knew her. Like she was like wasn't she in that comedy club, like that comedy group in Chicago? Is it called like Second Theater or something like that? It's like where a lot of cool people hang out and get their start. Let me see, what's it called? Let's see. Let's see. What's the name of the theater group in Chicago? Second something. Second City. No, yeah, I think it's like Second City. What's the group of actors from Second City? It's an improvisational comedy enterprise and theater with resident and touring companies in Chicago and Toronto. I think Cheryl Hines was, let me see. Was Cheryl Hines in the Second City group? No, she was not in Second City. Her improv background is with the Groundlings in Los Angeles. So yeah, it's people with that were in the Groundlings who are really cool people who were like had nice things to say about her from before she got together with that goofball. Um, let's see. As if Cheryl's reputation couldn't get any more tarnished, Billy, she was a Charlie's Angel. That's cute. Anna B's darling. OMG. Cheryl Hines is so cringe. I know. Oh no. Um, it's a party now, Jazzy. You better make some Christian crank. That's coffee, in case you don't know. Oh, that's cute. I like it. What an angel. Ha ha ha. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Wyatt or Warren kept saying my buddy instead of Bart. Right. And that was Warren who kept saying that. Wyatt, I think, is the one who was on the phone with the CETO distress. I think that's Wyatt. Um, but yeah, these are the boat owners: Wyatt, Warren, and Bart. And I think one of them owns two of the boats. I don't know if that was Warren or Wyatt. Um, but yeah, the three boats. Ugh, it's just so disgusting. And how on earth did it take 36 hours to find him? I just can't imagine that he was there on the beach on the 5th. I think that they put him there in the wee hours of like probably early in the morning on the 6th, maybe late at night on the 5th. We're going to get to the truth with this. I mean, one of the things that we never have talked about, I don't think we've ever talked about this on this channel, is the satellite, the eye in the sky. Have we talked about the eye in the sky? Because it's a real thing and it can see even at night. It has all kinds of capacity. And nobody wants to talk about it because of the whole like Big Brother surveilling us. And, we get so upset about the flock cameras. So they're taking down the flock cameras, but now they're putting up other cameras that actually, the Trumpster Fire owns the company. What is the name of them? So they're like, yeah, we're taking down flat cameras. Then they don't say anything about replacing them with the Dear Leaders company so that he can make the money. Donald Trump's version of flop cameras. What are flop cameras getting replaced with? What kind of camera? Axion or Motorola Solutions Vigilant. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, I didn't know that coffee was Christian crank. That's great. I love it. What an angel. Haha. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Wyatt or Warren kept saying my buddy instead of Bart. Yeah, so that was Warren that was saying that in the Ray Spadum Tatum interview. And yeah, his brand, Ray Spadum Tatum, is toe up, man. He has really painted himself into a corner with this case. He's destroyed what small credibility he had is toast. He got eaten alive by Nancy Grace. I love it. It just makes me love her even more. She's vicious, man. What was that great quote that I was sharing with you guys a minute ago? The going far afield from my question. Brendan, you're going far afield from my question. I hate this case. Hurts my heart with all this speculation. It's horrible, the racist freaking system down there in Mississippi that, like, it's way too easy for them to hide this kind of stuff. And if not for it capturing national and international attention, they would have gotten away with it. And I mean, I honestly, I'll just be real. I think that there's still a possibility that they can get away with it, but I don't think they will. So, talking about the eye in the sky, if they can access that, which they can, they being like the FBI or whoever, the Coast Guard, they'll see exactly what happened. But typically, the eye in the sky, I don't know if it's ever been used in a court case. I'll have to look that up. Typically, what they do is they build their case around what they can see from the eye in the sky, but then they only use supporting evidence that they have from other elements because there's such a fear and a phobia about the eye in the sky. They just don't want to talk about it. They don't want us to know that we're all under chronic surveillance. I saw Cheryl hawking her jewelry for thousands when her husband was behind her in the shower. Ew, gross. Disgusting. That's crazy. Showing my cleavage finally got my neighbor to start mowing my lawn for me after 6 months. That's too funny. But yeah, the whole thing with the cleavage is like one of my most modest things that comes out in me with my YouTube channel. It's like I just don't even want to go there. I could be like some of the content creators and like show it off, but it just bothers me. Like I'm not that modest in real life, but with the YouTube, with being on the tube, I've been very modest about it. Well, then, I don't know who she is. Anna B says, don't say that about our next First Lady, Billy. We don't talk about Cheryl. Oh, no. LOL. Where are we? I got to get caught up. You know her stuff is from China and she's charging like a grifter is all I'm saying. He was literally in the shower behind her when she was auctioning. That's just disgusting. So we've gone from weenies to boob. If you know, you know. That's funny. Second City. There you go. There you go. See, all I have to do is ask you guys and stay caught up. I've heard Katie is working with Nolan's family, the legal team. I think her information is very valuable. Yeah, and I'm sure she's in great danger. I mean, these cross-burning freaks all know where she lives. She's in absolute or horrible danger. Proof, The Hill. Okay, who is Cheryl Hines? Anna Bees. She was on that show, and then she's married. Curb Your Enthusiasm, and then she's married to RFK Jr. Maha wife. I love it. In the link, hey, there are two versions. She was in Canada and the other in Chicago. Chicago produced Colbert and Carrie and Amy Sedaris. Oh, aren't they awesome individuals? So I saw something yesterday on YouTube about Stephen Colbert for president with Jon Stewart for vice president. I was like, hell yeah, I'd vote for them. But it's a really good point too, because remember that Vladimir Zelensky was a comedian who got pressured into becoming a politician by his fan base. And yeah, I think we should try to do that with Stephen Colbert and Jon Stewart. I think that's a great idea. And I'm not even kidding. But it also is hilarious because the Trumpster fire wants so badly to be a comedian. He is so jelly of these guys. And probably because being funny is really the best way to like seduce the ladies. And for anybody who doesn't know that statistically, it's like having a good sense of humor is a very, very high priority for women in seeking out partners to do things with. So that's probably what really is motivating for Trump, and he probably doesn't even realize it, but it's just to get chicks in bed. He's like, if I was just funnier, I could get all the ladies in bed. Well, I know she's RFK Jr.'s wife, but who was she before? Oh, can you put that in the link? Check the link. Ha ha ha. Okay, I'm going to check the link. I'm trying to get caught up and sign off, but where'd the link go? Did you delete it, Billy? I don't see it anymore. Am I just going too fast and scrolling? There it is. I see it now. One sec. It's The Hill, an article. Cheryl Hines sells products with naked RFK showering behind her. Oh no. See, I wish I could do the share my screen and show you guys. That's hilarious. Thank you, darling. Okay. Just some actress. Cheryl Ladd was a Charlie's Angel, just in case anyone wanted to know. Now, I loved Cheryl Ladd. I loved all the Charlie's Angels. I was just a young, impressionable kid. Jacqueline Smith was my favorite. And then Cheryl Ladd was the one who replaced Farrah Fawcett, who was my second favorite. But Kate Jackson was my sister's favorite. Let's see. So much like Kylie. Rodney, vehicle ending up after they already looked in that area. Nolan's body shows up where he was last seen. Exactly. And then the thing with their phones too. His mom found him on Life 360, which I have that Life 360. Me and my family, we all use that, which was showing a different location than his Snapchat. Oh, so there's new information today. I only heard about it today that they deleted Nolan's text messages after his body was found. And the other thing that's really important about when his body was found is that law enforcement should have been interrogating people even before his body was found. Damn it, mofos. And they probably still haven't interrogated people. Okay. For sure, Nancy Farrah Fawcett was Farrah Fawcett one of Charlie's Angels. Yes. And then she got together with Lee Majors, the $6 Million Man, remember? And remember the Bionic Woman, Lindsay, what was her name? Lindsay. I loved her too. I saw her in the grocery store when I was a little kid. And I saw Farrah at the beach. Let's see. Who played the Bionic Woman? Lindsay Wagner. She was the bomb. She was very beautiful, but she had like scars on her face. I can't remember. It's been too long, but she had like some serious scars on her face, like maybe burn marks or like had been in a car accident or something. I don't remember. Um, let's see. Apparently, flock cameras are getting destroyed more and more. People want their privacy back. F. George Bush, who got us in this mass surveillance dystopia. Right, but the eye in the sky, man, there's nothing we can do about that. And then what are those things called? Oh, what are they called? They can like point them at your house. Stingrays. They can point them at your house and see everything you're doing inside your house. Stingrays. It sounds like I'm making it up, but it's a real thing. Stingrays used for surveillance. Cell site stimulators that mimic real cellular towers to trick nearby mobile phones into connecting. Also known as IMSI catchers, they track device locations, capture unique identifiers, and sweep up data from bystanders not targeted in an investigation. Okay. Yeah, you can look that up. I don't want to keep reading because my brain is melted. It's gone. It's gone. I'm sure these people have friends in high places, so I'm not sure that anyone will be charged, much less convicted. Well, that entire town is trying to, I believe they're trying to protect their football star. They all want their football star to be their claim to fame. You know, he's like their little treasure. But I think when push comes to shove, they're not going to take the bullet for him. I mean, they'll probably try to pay somebody to take the bullet for him. And they probably don't have enough money, even with the dad being the top doc and the mom being a physical therapist. And physical therapists make great money. But yeah. But the problem is if it is Bart and he goes down, then all of the people around him, including the adults that helped cover it up, they will, like somebody else said it, like half the freaking community could go to prison. Seriously. I'm sure these people have friends in high places. Yeah, probably the drone surveillance coming next on the U.S. citizenry. 1984 is here now. And I think I'm going to keep saying Bart's name so that he sues me to like raise my profile so that I get more subs. Wouldn't that be great if I got sued by Bartholomew and his daddy? Bring it, baby. Yes, Nancy Farrah was. Have you all seen the Tatum and Chris Cuomo interview? I haven't heard. It was interesting. I've seen parts of it. And yeah, Chris Cuomo, or like Andrew Cuomo's brother, he doesn't really buy Tatum's crap any more so than Nancy Grace did. Yeah, Tatum is really hanging himself. But, you know, he'll probably take a bullet for the kid, for Bart. He'll be like, okay, I'll say I did it. Just keep paying me. Big boobies probably contributes to your back problems, making your neck alignment difficult. I don't have back problems. I do have big booby problems. I mean, I try really hard to keep my posture, and yeah, yoga helps with that too. I misspelled Chris Kumo. Yeah. Link the Hill. Okay, well, what is this one? Okay. Oh, you were redoing it since I had trouble finding it. Thanks, dear. Um, let's see. Replaced pinned message. Oh no, the mods are watching me. Rockwell was right. Damn it. Jazz, you need to learn how to share your screen. I know. Well, I need to like download CapCut, and I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I keep not doing it. And no, so I can share the screen and show you guys photographs and videos. Wouldn't that be fun? Damn it. I need to do that. I'll do it tomorrow. I always feel like somebody's watching me. That's a good song. Somebody's watching me. Cheryl selling candles of RFK Jr. butt ugh. Is it possible that they're not necessarily racist, that it's just about moving on that guy's girl? Well, see, that's what I think, Patricia. I think that that it's a crime of passion that morphed into a hate crime, because I think the ability for everybody and the willingness, if everybody was covering it up and they're all white and he's black, I think that could qualify as hate crimes. But if it was a red rum that was a hate crime, that has a lot heavier penalties than a red rum that was a crime of passion. But, Bart's trying to say he's never even met Katie until after this whole thing, which I have trouble believing anything these kids say. And Bart, I think, is 21. And remember, in the distress call, no one on the boat is over 21. Well, and Bart was on his own boat, so they can see what you're doing from your Wi-Fi modem. Oh, totally, yeah. They're watching us all the time. Yeah. Let's see. And I think they're watching us from our devices as well as the Wi-Fi modem. So Nolan's phone was tracking all the places it was in the boat. Right. And I think all over the beach too. And so Christine, Nolan's mom, has all that information. Because, yeah, when you look at somebody's location on Life 360, it'll break it down to everywhere they went for the whole day or the whole week. And it'll tell you exactly how long they were at each place, when they got there, when they left. It's very detailed, like, because you can just like keep going in deeper and deeper to get more detailed information. But yeah, I see. I kind of think it was planned too, that they had the whole thing planned because of what was going on, allegedly, in my opinion, with Nolan and Katie, and Bart's previous relationship with Katie, in my opinion, despite the fact that he says he didn't know her. So I do believe that the photograph that I used in a couple of my thumbnails of Bart with a girl in high school, that might not be her. He says that that's not her, and it seems like it's been verified that that's not her. But yeah. Umbrella Society coming soon. Stingrays locate your IMSA device identification. Was there new news about Nancy Guthrie today, or was that just clickbait? I'm going to guess just clickbait, because if there was real new news about Nancy Guthrie, it would be everywhere. It would be wall to wall coverage. Um, but yeah, I've seen there's been a little bit of movement in the case, but not really. Faraday bags time. Wonder Woman was beautiful. Yeah. Linda Carter. Absolutely beautiful. I sent the video to you today, Jazzy. Did you watch it? I don't think I watched a video from you yet, but I do want to wrap up. We're like over 2 hours. But let me just see if I got it. I don't think I got a video from you, dear. Yeah, it doesn't look like I got a video from you. So send it again, please. So yeah, I am gonna get caught up and then say goodnight, because my voice is getting tired too. Damn it. Darn it. That would be great. I don't believe Nolan was drinking or rugging when he had such an important tryout on Monday. No, dang it, Nancy. And I think that the beers that he's holding in his hand and some of the photographs, I think that that's AI. I do. I mean, not that it would be shocking for 18-year-olds to be drinking on the 4th of July boating, but because of the AI photos that I've seen, and I've talked about it a little bit in the last 2 videos, I think, and yeah, I think he had too much on the line, because not only was he starting the training camp on Monday, and this was Saturday, so like 36 hours before his training camp. Those training camps are intense. It's like 8 hours a day, and they're in the Mississippi heat, and you're having to train. I mean, kids have died out there training for football in the summertime. So you can't screw around. And he had a possibility of moving up to a regular college football team, because he was at a junior college. And so he was really motivated. But yeah, so I'm with you 100% on that. Dang it, Nancy. I don't think he was, I definitely don't think he was rugging, but I wonder if they put stuff in his system, or if a crooked ME will just say that there was stuff in his system. I think if any of the kids are found guilty, Bill pull a Brian Laundrie move. Bill pull a Brian Laundrie move. You mean Bart? Bart will pull a Brian Laundrie move. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these people are already like researching which countries don't extradite. I think Melania is in one of those countries, actually. You know, she's only been seen 14 times in the year of 2026. And of those 14 times, I'm going to bet you half of them are body doubles. So, yeah, her and Barron are both hiding out, allegedly, it seems. Airplane mode, remove SIM and record onto an SD card to protect your identity. Also disable Bluetooth. Right, Nancy? I mean that they will pull Brian Laundrie move and hide them. Oh, hide all the kids. Yeah. Um, I thought you meant like on a fake unaliving of self. Use an old digital video recorder to safeguard yourself when videotaping ice. Oh, very cool, Big Hook. Yeah. Yeah, man. What about the robot birds? I know, it's so crazy. They also spy on us. Be careful. That might not be a real birdie. I know, it's nuts. It's like they're all drones. They might start shooting at us too. Oh, I thought you meant fake your passing and move to another country. Wasn't there a picture of Bart and Katie and he denied knowing her. Well, allegedly it's not Katie in the picture, it's another girl, but um yeah, he denies that he ever met her before Nolan went missing. But and maybe Katie is just like a red herring. Maybe it's another girl that was at the center of the problem. Maybe it was the girl in the picture, and the girl's not Katie. I mean, it's hard to know what's what, right? Oh, and also to clarify, apparently Nolan Wells is not related to Ida B. Wells. That was an internet rumor. I tried to research it a whole bunch before I shared it, and apparently I was duped. So I wanted to follow up on that. But I don't even trust the denial of there being a lineage. Like, I just don't trust anything online. Like, they might just be trying to downplay it. And in a way, it doesn't even matter. I mean, Nolan Wells matters whether he was related to Ida B. Wells or not. It would be wild if he was related to her and then was part of a hate crime cover-up and potentially a hate crime motivated by a crime of passion, because I do think that they took him out there for the purpose, and especially with it being the 250th birthday of our country and the history that they have down there in Mississippi. It's a tradition. It's a ritual. It's a routine. It's a thing. Unfortunately, it is disgusting and it seems unreal, but it is real. Oh, I thought you meant fake your passing and move to another country. Wasn't there a picture of Bart and Katie? Okay. AI puts all video evidence in doubt. I know, and that's exactly what the Trumpster fire was hoping for. If it's good, if it's something bad, we'll say it's AI. If it's something good, we'll say it's not AI. FAI, I know. Bart said that girl wasn't Katie. Right, but we don't believe anything he says, do we? Nothing. He said he wasn't in Mississippi. And then his mommy went online and explained, no, he didn't mean he wasn't in Mississippi. He meant he wasn't in that part of Mississippi. But yeah, like way too much explaining. I wonder if I can find that real quick. But yeah, I do need to sign off. I keep saying I'm going to. Let's see. Bart Edmiston Jr.'s mother's post about him being in Mississippi. Bart Edmiston Mama has entered the chat. Okay. I'm not going to read any more of that. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to say goodnight. Suck to get old. No, I don't believe any of them. Abolish ICE. None of these MFers face accountability. It's a crime syndicate under orders from Stephen Miller and Trump, the pedo and thief. I'm with you 100,000%, Big Hook. Yeah, there are some sick freaks. Stephen Miller's a sick freak. Our president is a sick freak. And I just can't believe he's the freaking president. I can't freaking believe it. It's like we're living in some kind of dystopian. Like, we'll wake up in the morning and it'll all be a bad dream, right? And we'll have like a regular president. Oh, to have a regular president again, like even Nixon, right? Even Nixon. Good night, everyone. Hit the like button. Sleep well. Yes, I'm going to try to sign off quickly so I don't get sucked back in. We're in purgatory. Ah! ICE is red rummers walking free with guns and federal badges. I know. I'm looking forward to the prosecutions of the unalivers of Alex Preddy and Renee Good. This is insane. It makes my head hurt. All right, you guys, Justice Warriors, love to you all, and drink your water, sleep tight, eat your protein and veggies.